Okay, I don't want Railway. I wanted that crazy font there. Passion 1's kind of cool. Let's try that. Okay, so again, I'm going to go here to Passion 1, and this is the font family, Passion 1 Cursive. So, first things first, I need this link or to the hypertext reference, or href, to this place on the web, https, blah, 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 Google APIs, and find this family. So at this location, right here, this is a location, you're gonna find that information for me. So I'm gonna copy that, and I'm gonna go to my web page, and up here I'm gonna add this, not into my Bootstrap code, because it's really not part of the Bootstrap code, and I don't wanna get too crazy here, but Bootstrap is my slider right now, okay? And also my relative sizing. This is just the font. So this is also got some CSS links, but right now I'm looking at this, okay? I'm looking at use and find this for my font overall. Now, if I jump back over here and I say here that my font family wants to be Passion 1 Cursive, I'm going to take that, okay? With me? Staying awake? Okay, and then over here I'm going to tell anything on this page, in fact here on Style CSS, to use for H1, which is a headline, okay, to use that font. So make it do a return, go up a line and paste. Font family is Passion 1 Cursive for H1s and paragraphs. And it's going to look horrible. Okay, messing up my web page, but that's okay, all right? So now I'm going to go back to my work. Everything looks completely messed up. It's a bad thing that I just did to myself there for you. And when I look at this, let's see, the font does not look like Boots, does not look like that font, whatever that was called, but now it should. Save and load it. Do it to it. Don't freeze. Work. Okay, so there it is. It's using that font. It doesn't look great, but that is what it's doing. I've now screwed up my web page, and it's now using this font. That's what it's calling. It doesn't look right, but it is not the same font that it was, right? You can see that it's looking like this, right? Serif, and looking like this, sans serif. So it's definitely using some different font. Whether it's rendering it correctly yet, I'm not sure. It'd be like another half an hour of work. But essentially, what you're doing is you're comping up your pages using fonts that could actually work on the web. You're not responsible to actually build the web page in CSS and HTML, but the concept is you don't want to design your web page with some font that's never going to work.
So if you were to use, like, let's say, an Adobe one that's already on our computer,
yeah,
how would that even? It would be a lot more work than just.
Well, in the long run, it's never going to be real on the web unless you make it into a graphic, which is not advisable. So to keep this somewhat simple without making you feel completely blown out of the water, essentially, web pages don't just use any font that Adobe has or that you have on your computer. Web pages use web fonts. Okay.
What else besides Google fonts?
There are other sources for web fonts besides Google. I haven't used them, and therefore I'm not going to recommend them. I really would be hard-pressed to tell you to go use something that I've never used, so I don't want to do that. So I'm taking this link out, hopefully not unbreaking my page right now.
So for every section where you, or every page, or every area where you want to change your font, you will have to create a link for the section?
Yeah, so every place where you want to have a different font, use a web font. Find the fonts you want, scope out the fonts from Google, write down the names, what you're going to use, headline, subhead, body text. Is it all the same font, different weights? Is it two different fonts? Jot that down. Download the fonts as I've just done in the movie. Install them and use those fonts.